Right, do me a deal.
Okay, let's do it now. Quick deal.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Archie Hamilton Racing, and welcome to what is going to be a fun video ahead. You join me where I'm back in London after what was actually a pretty busy weekend, absolutely manic. If you saw my last video, thank you very much for the support on that. Going around in one of the craziest cars. Check it out if you've not seen it, because it was honestly mental, and I'm loving getting too excited, making this racing content at the moment, and lots of exciting stuff coming up in the next few weeks on that front as well. But today is more of a vlog. Like I mentioned, I am loving this car and the new A45S that is going to be coming to the garage, but let's not talk about the A45S because this video is about something else coming to the garage as well. I've got a lot of questions on the number plate. Why is it not AH33? Is this a press car? This is not a press car. That reg is actually going to stay on here for now, and another one's going to go on there. That is actually totally sorted, so I can now put my plate on there right away if I want to, but we're going to talk more about that in just a second. This car had a little bit of an issue about 4 or 5 days ago. There was a bit of a problem and I had to abandon it for a day. Nothing serious, but it did have a bit of a problem, but I'm not titling this video about that. I'm just telling you what happened. Basically, there was a bit of a software problem with the car, and the screens kind of all shut down. It wouldn't move. It said it was in park, but it wasn't in park, so it had a bit of a problem. I had to leave it down at Mayfair Prestige, a place which I'm going today, and Mercedes Recovery came out. They were really nice people. They did a full software update, and they sorted it. In this car, when you want to put it in park, what you can do is you can just press off and it'll go into park automatically. I did that and it didn't actually go into park, so the computer on this car thought that it was in drive, but it wasn't, so you basically couldn't turn it on, etc. So it was a bit of a nightmare, and I was running to meetings, so I had to actually leave the car. When Mercedes came, they fixed it, and they were like, we're really sorry, but we've actually been here for 2.5 hours, we fixed your car, but we had to do a major software update. So thank you to Mercedes for doing that, because yeah, it's nice when a service goes really well to plan. Like I say, not making a massive deal of this because it isn't a massive deal at all, and it's all ready to go now. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna head on our way, and I got a bit of a chat because there's going to be another car coming to the garage. There's going to be another car coming to the garage. Oh yes, right, let's head on our way. Okay, so we are underway. The A35 is all fine. Like I say, changed man. Not gone and thought, well, my Mercedes is now broken. Nah, it's all fine. There's no title like that. But yeah, thank you to Mercedes for sorting that. Anyway, let's crack on with today's video. And this is me having some news for you all, that an addition is coming to the garage. And I've actually been talking to a lot of guys about this, Tony in particular a lot, Dean as well, and also the boys, Tom, James, everyone else. We've just been having a chat, because winter, I cannot believe, but winter is actually not that far away. And last winter I was in my SVR and I loved it. And I've actually really missed having a 4x4. So the SVR, my old SVR, that got sold, and I've really missed it. I obviously love the A35. This is going to be replaced by the A45S when that arrives into the country. That's going to be my sort of new sort of hot hatch, so to speak. But I've decided that I want another SUV. The character about it, I love being high up. I know a lot of you guys probably, you know, might be driving around in SUVs, etc. And it's just a really cool place to be. So I'm intrigued, and what I'm even intrigued about is that I potentially might go and buy another SVR. What I really want to test drive is the new shape SVR, the one that James J had, not his car, but that kind of shape, because they have fallen rapidly in price. They used to be £105,000 ish. And now they've come down to a price where you can pick one of those up potentially at late 80s. So for an SVR, that is amazing value for money to have all the new dash and everything else, and I don't think they're going to fall much more than that. So I do want to test drive one of them, and there is potential that I will get one of those. But we've got to throw other things in the mix as well. Porsche Macan, like the GTS or something like that, is cool, and I've never had a Porsche SUV, so potentially I could have the GT3 RS over the winter, and as my more to get around Macan, maybe. Bentley Bentayga, they are coming down to a price which is pretty good. I can remember when I drove one all those years ago, when I first started YouTube actually, and I thought, what an amazing car, the handling is unreal. And as we're on the Bentley Bentayga subject, one that handles and is the same sort of handling as the Bentayga is the Audi SQ7. And you obviously probably are aware, if you've been watching my channel, that's what my dad owns, and I've driven his and I loved it. And recently I actually drove the ABT SQ7 and I really like that as well. And I potentially could make a few calls and see if an ABT SQ7 could be a daily as well. I have to rule out instantly, and that is the Lamborghini Urus. I can't afford it. And we have now made it to Mayfair Prestige, and yes, there are always nice cars here. Always. SUV still in the garage? Can you imagine? That is insane. Brabus 4x4 squared. No, absolutely no, no and no. But let's have a little look at it, because it is just here right at the back, as you can see. Look at that. Isn't that unreal? Look at the suspension. Funnily enough, one of the first cars I ever filmed on my channel was one of these 4x4 squared, but this is a Brabus one. I'm not actually even sure how much this is up for, but that ain't going to be cheap. Carbon as well on it. Look at all the carbon here on this car. It's a mad bit of kit, isn't it? I mean, if you're rolling around in that in the winter, you're pretty safe, aren't you? Brabus, very nice indeed. If we walk this direction, there is the F12, which, if you probably remember, when I was buying my Porsche GT3 RS, I was looking even at an F12, and it was this one exactly I was looking at. This car has apparently just actually been for a test drive. Very nice. And look at it. Look at it sat there, ladies and gentlemen. F12s are just amazing. I think this car's done a little bit more miles than a few, but it's nice. This is the spec that I'd have it, to be honest with you. That's exactly the spec that I would have it, black on black. And I'm not ruling it out for the future. Maybe there's a chance. That's quite close, isn't it? Everything's fine. But yeah, amazing. They are timeless. Like the GT3 RS, I believe that the F12s are totally timeless. We also have here, which has been put back up for sale, this is a Range Rover Sport SVR, and you might recognise this car because I've test driven this car before I actually bought my one. I drove this, and this is actually what sold me getting a Range Rover Sport SVR, to be honest with you, because they're amazing. This car exactly is a 2016 car, I believe, so I would be going for the new shape because I've already owned this car, same year, etc. But they're good. They're very good. Oh yes, look at it. SVRs are just mega, aren't they? This is literally what would happen. We would have an SUV, which I'm not actually sure which it's going to be, would be, let's say there, for example. Then we'd have the GT3 RS, which would be in the middle, and then we'd have the A35. So it would be a 3-car garage, because this is not going anywhere until the A45S arrive. This is not going to be a replacement, me buying an SUV. This is literally just going to be more of a daily run around as well. Let's say I'm on a long journey and I had an SVR. I would take the A35 because fuel wise it's still very good, and I really actually don't want to sell it yet. I'm not finished with this car. Look how nice that is. We are now upstairs here at Mayfair Prestige. I'm going to give you a little walk around, and then we'll go and find Dan, and then we'll have a little chat about what he thinks I should buy. But there are some cool cars which I do want to show you, which are here. One of them is an SVJ, which is on the market, which looks very good indeed. Look at this, a very nice SVJ just there. Oh yes, I do like that yellow with the black wheels. They're amazing, aren't they? I do like these a lot. I do like that Vanquish, very nice indeed. They look good. Again, pretty timeless actually. 458 Speciale, very nice indeed. That one was actually here when we last saw it, but this one was not here last time. This is a G-Wagon. Could this be an SUV for me for the winter? G-Wagon. I do think they're amazing, and I think they look good, and I love this paint job. Could that be the sort of car for me for the winter after doing the SVR G-Wagon? They are sitting well. Haven't spoken about a Tesla. For me, no. I mean, I do like the fact they've just bought this Tesla in, actually, to be fair, next to a very nice Ferrari, but again, not for me. SLS, that's very nice. Hello, Dan.
Hello, Archie.
Hello, mate.
How are you?
Good, you?
Very
you have to
well.
bow when you see me.
How are you,
Yeah.
Archie?
You busy? What's going on?
Yeah, quite busy. A few empty spaces in the showroom. So
That's positive. If you come here and there's empty... empty spaces, it means you're doing bits.
Yeah, sold a Speciale, which is always good. Nice.
Hey, sold it?
No, another one. Remember the one with the stripe?
Yes.
That one's gone, so this one's the only one left.
Left-hand drive, very cheap car.
Yeah, they're good value for money now.
Very good value for money. So you're doing things, buying things. I'm going to ask you actually, how's the supercar market in general?
It's tough. Look, I'm not going to be lying. With the global economy and all that, it's tough, but it's fun.
It's fun.
As long as you're having fun.
When you're a wheeler dealer like Dan,
try to be.
It's not a problem, is it?
Try to be.
Right, I'm on the hunt, Dan, because I know last time I actually came down to you, and do you remember when I drove that SVR? I drove it from you, and I bought it from Dean.
That was the best move ever.
I actually did that.
Move of the century.
Test drove it here, bought from Dean. Not actually intentionally, just hit.
Drive a G-Wagon.
Well, this is the thing. I do actually like this.
Have Redline got any in stock?
Well, they do.
That's okay. So drive mine and buy theirs.
Shall I?
I mean, why break a winning combination?
What do you reckon? What do you reckon then? So for me, I'm looking for an SUV for the winter. I've decided that that's what I want. I like SUVs. What would you decide?
You know the SUV market, there's so many cars in it now.
I know.
That's the thing.
Performance SUV.
Okay. Well, then you're going down to 3, aren't you? Really? You're down to what you had, which is the SVR.
New shape.
Yeah, new shape.
Yep.
Carbon bonnet and all the gear on it. You're down to the Urus.
No, too expensive. I've ruled that one out.
Okay. Well, then you're really.
How much is Urus, by the way? Literally.
Like, I've got one at like 210.
Yeah, too much.
No, still, it's not bad value for money for 210.
No, but it's too much.
Okay. And then you're obviously down to the G. What else is there in the
G-Wagon
SUV? There's not really much else.
Holding value.
Audi. What about an Audi?
SQ7.
Yeah. Or what about the Q8? Is that out yet?
Yeah, SQ8. That's due.
There you go.
SQ8, but not. It's not. We're not there yet.
Which is basically an Urus with an Audi badge.
You're not a fan of the Urus anyway.
No. You know what? Funny enough, I made a video and people got it wrong. I've used the Urus now for like 5 days in a row. It's actually a good car to drive. I give it to it. It makes a great noise when you change it into things, driving wise, and it's a lot bigger than it feels. I can't explain. You think it's small, then you drive it and you realise it's actually quite a big lump of a car.
Yeah.
And it's actually, I drove it for a while.
Is it worth the money?
No.
Okay.
Listen, if it was the same, look, I've got no issue with the car. If it was the same price as, let's say, the SVR when it was new, around 120, 130, even as much as maybe a G-Wagon when new, I think the car is unreal. But I just think once you start pushing over 200, it's got to be a little bit more special.
So this G-Wagon, Dan, how much is it exactly?
This one's a bit more than the others because obviously this has got that Magno, Dizono, matte olive green. So this one's a bit more because the paint option was quite
matte
expensive.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one's actually up at 169,950 just purely based on that the paint was quite expensive. And it's got the exclusive leather, pretty well spec'd.
Delivery miles?
Yeah, delivery miles. One thing people have got to remember about G-Wagons as well, which I want to explain. People keep talking about spec on G.
Yeah.
Really, G-Wagons come very well spec to standard.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff is on there as standard.
Yeah.
So there are only a few specable options actually on the G. I mean, there are colour combinations, different colour leathers, but in terms of actual equipment spec, they come pretty well spec to standard.
And how much is the paint option on that? Is that actually quite expensive?
You know what? I don't know. I'm going to guess probably around 9,000.
Yeah,
but that's just off the top of my head.
My thinking is something like this might hold value as well as, but I've never done it before.
Well, you know, Mercedes generally don't hold their value that well. But the G-Wagon, if you look at the old G-Wagon, they sat at big prices for a long, long time before the new one came out. So in terms of Mercedes and holding value, these actually do really well. It's your money, it's your choice, but I would go with the G over the SVR, only just because you've had the SVR. Regardless if it's the new shape or the old shape, you sat in that car predominantly.
I mean, it is cool, that.
They are. They're pretty cool.
Well,
and don't forget, you can do things with them, Brabus. We've done quite a lot of Brabus work.
I know, I saw your 4x4 squared downstairs.
No, not with the new ones.
Yeah.
We've done full Brabus conversions on them. We've done the full wide style kit. We've done all the monoblock wheels. We've done the Brabus interiors. We've done the light bar, the roof.
You don't mess about.
No, we've done a lot with the Brabus work recently.
I need to have a think.
Yeah, it's a big decision, so have a think about it.
I'll let my audience decide as well, see what they want to see. No, give me a deal.
Okay, let's do it now. Quick, deal.
So, for not that price, reduce it
I've got 2 others. I've got a white one and
see them as well.
I've got a white one, brand new, and a matte silver one. Brand new. So,
is that the finance company? So there we go. I am buying an SUV, and that is going to be coming to my garage to join the A35 and also the GT3 RS. I just really want one for the winter, especially for the winter as well. So what am I thinking more towards? Well, more towards at the moment the Range Rover Sport SVR for sure, the new shape, but I have had one, the older shape. G-Wagon's up there, Bentega's up there, SQ7's up there, and maybe a Porsche. But what I am going to do is I'm going to test drive a couple of cars and make that decision, and I really do not want to draw this one out. I want to make a decision fairly soon and pick one up. Yeah, I mean, considering all I spoke about was how bad the SVR is on fuel, I'm kind of like, do I get the new shape? A couple of 4x4s on the market at the moment are really holding money well, so if I can get in at the right time, then it could be okay financially as also. So we'll see. And that is the car which AH33 is going to be going on, because I know a lot of people will be like, wow, we're not put it on the A35, it's a press car, which it's not. But that's the car. AH33 will go on my new SUV 4x4. I know we've got the Jimny, but that's not, you know, that's not the replacement. So that will go on the new car when that's decided. And then this car is going to have a totally different plate on it as well. And let me know what you want on the channel. This is what I'm going for here. I want you guys to decide as well. Let me know, get in the comment section, what would you see best? What would you see best for, well, can we take one around the track? Can we all the drag races? Everything we do, we want the best car for it. Massive thank you to Mayfair Prestige for having me down there today. Dan's a legend, and very kind for him to come on and chat to us today about his thoughts. So make sure you don't forget to subscribe, leave those comments down below, and I'll see you all very soon.